أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين آمين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Inshallah, we will finish today the commentary on the verse لما أفلت قال لا أحب الآفلين. Not all of it, but one section on it. Inshallah, I'll try to finish it today. Let's read what it says. Among beings, page 230, and the paragraph almost in the middle, in the handout. Among beings, there is no work which is not a most meaningful embodied word and doesn't cause to be read numerous of the glorious Maker's names. Glorious Maker's names. I think we need to unlearn something, a way of speech, and learn another way of speech. We have to change the language. At least we have to be aware of ourselves. When we talk about the qualities of things that we observe, we talk about them, although maybe ultimately we are aware that they are created by God, but the problem may still remain not attributing the qualities we see on the beings to their creator, but to themselves. That's the language we have grown up with. We always say, this is a nice carpet, this is a nice computer, it has this function, that function, and whatever we talk about the things, especially if when we study any subject related to science, we just refer them to the thing itself. We are not accustomed seeing them as words. As the sentence said, and these words cause to be read the names of the glorious Maker. It means these qualities are the manifestations of the names of their Maker, qualities of their Maker. Intellectually, after studying that much, we understand that they are created by God. But practically, we may not be aware of it, practically. So, we need to change the language. We are so much alienated from the language that refers to God, to the Creator. I try to understand the psychology behind it. I think yeah, that way. Don't go further, come closer. Yeah. We have to understand this. The psychology behind it is quite intimidating. Why? Because most of the time, the believers speak from God's perspective, saying, God made this, God did that, it is God's work, it's God's, they don't say manifestations of the names, but it's God, it's within the God's power. He can do everything. So we are alienated in the culture because this kind of language presumes that this way of speech refers to the acceptance of God first. Acceptance of God first, and then interpreting or talking about the work. Like in a childish way, you know, what is the, do you hear me? What's the best example? For example, child sees that everything is brought to the house, let's say, by his mother, his or her mother, or by mother or father. So, because he or she, child, has the concept that whatever is in the house is brought by father. So without thinking whether it is really brought by father or not, the child refers every property, every individual item in the house to the father. That's what my father bought, this is also my father brought to the house, from father. Because he doesn't really look at the thing itself and come to the conclusion that this can be here only if my father or somebody brought it here. It needs to be brought into the house, and nobody can bring the things into the house except the father. It doesn't go from the things and refer to the father. So when we talk about the things in the universe, when we say these are created by God, these are God's work, everything is God's. Because we don't make this sentence or this kind of reasoning doesn't convince the people in general who don't accept the concept of God or are not satisfied with the concept of God, they don't feel comfortable about this kind of language. They accuse you being prejudiced, being biased. So in the course of time, it became, for how many centuries it has been the subject in Europe, in European culture, at least 5 centuries. 500 years of this struggle. You cannot really take the belief in God for granted and impose this belief on the universe or in the items of the universe. You have to investigate the things themselves. That was the trend which rebelled against religious tradition in Europe, Western civilization. Of course, this second approach won the field, won the war. You cannot really accept belief for granted and interpret the things accordingly. We have to study the things themselves and see how they are coming into existence, and they concentrated on the studying the relationship between cause and effect within the order. Some of them ended up, historically, some of them ended up saying that, okay, everything is happening within the order, but this order belongs to a creator, because I cannot really attribute it to something else. Some of them said, since I am able to explain the things happening within the order comfortably, there is a comfortable way of explaining it, why should I need to attribute the order to somebody else? Here I am in the world, I am trying to understand the world, how it works. So they won the battle, if you like, this understanding, won the battle. Even when you say that the order belongs to somebody who is called God, they don't really mind, because they say, okay, let him say so. As long as we explain the existence within the order happening by itself, by themselves. That is the triumph, that is the victory of, they call it scientific explanation of the things. Now, the believers now shrank into their own field, saying that, oh, there must be God, man, but what these people say, yeah, seems to be true, because the things are happening within themselves, you know. There is no God's interference I can trace or I can prove. Some of them, these are the historical things, but this is the influence that we are under and we are suffering from. Some of them said, okay, the things are happening as we see, but there are some extraordinary things that we cannot explain. Yeah, for example, the migrations of the birds. How do they know? And so some people say, yeah, we found. Now we found. Migrations of the birds cannot be explained within the causal chain. They said, or the fish, thousands of miles. The fish, the baby fish, grow, I would say create, but baby fish comes out and travels from North Atlantic, whatever, goes down into the Pacific somewhere, thousands of miles, finds out exactly where his or its mother used to live, and then go back again. This navigation is impossible to explain within the causal chain. So you see, this is the God's work. How about the ordinary things that we do? Oh, it is the causal chain, but we can see God's work here. They call this one a very famous expression now, the belief in God which fills the gaps. How do they call it? Gap filling belief? That fills the gap. You know, if you cannot explain any relationship between cause and effect, then you say God, that's God's work. Extraordinary things, unexplainable within the rules of, or within our capacity, let's say, by attributing it to the cause. So, as the scientific research developed, continued, these empty places are explained how they materially, and they say the belief in God is redundant. There's no need, you can explain it, because there's something in the brain of the main magnetic field. They navigate through the magnetic something in the brain of the bird, etc. They explain it. The problem lies here. If we look at the relationship between cause and effect, and if we don't seriously question whether this effect can be the result of this cause, by, this is very important, by questioning the existence of the qualities in the effect. Existence of the qualities in the effect, such as the relationship. Simple, I'll give a simple example. You know that the relationship between the water or DNA structure or minerals in the soil and the plant or animal, whatever, what the things we eat and the result. For example, what is coming into me, and including my DNA structure, etc., and what is coming out of in my existence. Speaking, able to see, reasoning, calculating, memorizing, yeah, having many different kinds of senses, etc. These are the qualities in the effect. Can the causes, this relationship between cause and effect relationship, whatever next to it, whatever seems to be causing the result, can this cause have these qualities and give existence to these qualities? Now we are challenging now. Because first we have to be very careful. The existence of the qualities in the effect and the already existing qualities in the cause, and seeing the relationship or trying to see the correlation between them. Can the food I ate or the DNA structure project the future, plan the future, and make my, I don't know, hands, qualities, human qualities, give existence to them. Give existence to them. What the Quran uses the word create. Create means something did not exist, now it is given existence. So can they create it? They are together, yes. They are there within the order, but can they create it? Well, for example, I may be sitting next to Eric, well, maybe giving food to Eric, but this food, can this food give existence to Eric's abilities, human abilities? Can they give existence to human abilities? Even the order itself, can the order itself give existence to itself? So we have to bring the subject into on the existential level. Yeah, not, for example, somebody put the carpet here, so the carpet is laid down by this man. But it is easy to say this. So whatever, who made the carpet is the creator of the carpet. Right? And who laid the carpet guy, he is the creator of the laying action. We are used to, or we are educated actually, trained, our minds are trained to explain the things within cause and effect relationship, so-called cause and effect relationship. It is not, we don't say that this is the order of coming into existence, the order of how the things brought into existence, not the creator of the things. This is the order. This is just order. But every individual thing must be explained in its existence by taking the quality of that thing and trying to see whether this quality can be given existence by its immediate, neighboring, adjacent entity, whatever it is, matter or anything. Can they give it? Can they give existence to it? When we ask this question, it is inevitable to say that this cause must have an absolute will, this cause must have an absolute knowledge, absolute qualities in order to decide about future. It means at second moment, what will happen? And in order to be able to give existence to this quality, it must have certain absolute qualities, because everything is happening within the universe at the same time. That's why we studied that this on many occasions actually. How the things are coming into existence in time is not a repetition, a new creation. A new creation. It means now today I experience this world, tomorrow I don't know what will happen. Yep. Tomorrow will be given a new existence. That's why it is a must. It is an absolutely essential to understand that as we follow the order in time, any moment is a new creation. Any moment is brought into existence anew. This concept is not developed.
How can you show that we are consistently being given creation, or like every moment is being given a new creation?
No, because future doesn't exist. Now you are given a different existence than yesterday. Are you the same?
Yes, but this can also be given. There's a lot of explanation for how we change.
These explanations doesn't. That's what we have to be very careful. These explanations always omit that a new thing is a new existence. They need to be created. They need to be given a new existence. Because of our experience with the order, within the order, as if I am here and by myself I'm changing. By myself. Because we are used to seeing the things happening in a certain order, but we never question the existence moment by moment. Do we get it? No. It means I am in this situation. This is a new creation. I will be in another situation next time. It's a new creation. Why don't I see it? Who said that my cells are giving existence to their next existence? Is it possible? My cells are giving existence to their next status, next state, in the next moment. Our minds are not ready, because we take it for granted that the things are happening within certain order. It's going by itself. By itself. Can you...
It's easier to explain.
Sorry?
Like, okay, so I'm thinking of the structure of like scientific explanations versus what we're saying here. And this is the argument that you're making, right? And I'm thinking that, okay, well, from the scientific perspective, they have set up, there's a whole structure and there's a whole like set of organization of how you can provide explanations for phenomena that you observe. But what we're trying to provide here, I'm trying to think of creating a structure, a foundation that we can base, have a solid argument to say against people who say, for example, creation does not exist, or there's an explanation for everything that is taking place. Like scientists can't explain, for example, why a cell is doing what it's doing every moment, every fraction of a second, and the sequence and mechanisms of it taking place like that. But how can we oppose this argument? Like, how can we have a solid argument to say, well, since, therefore, for example? And another thing is, is you are earlier you're saying like how can we the food that we're eating or whatever how can we prove that can provide existence to I don't know our bodies or something along these lines earlier?
The food we are eating or whatever intakes we have is just the order we are observing. They are not giving existence. They cannot give existence to my cells or any quality of my cells in the second moment. Why? They don't know the future. They have no quality to have a will. To have will so that they will determine the future. What they observe, what we observe, not they, we also too, what we observe, how the things are brought into existence continuously. How the things are brought into existence continuously. From this how, I will understand the agent, not why. From the how the things are brought into existence. From yesterday's world, today's world, how that this today's world came into existence, how? Because it is a new existence. We call it, it's a new creation. For example, tomorrow is not created, doesn't exist. When you come into tomorrow, we found a new creation, new existence. Does it make sense? A new existence. Tomorrow is a new existence. Can we say today's elements themselves, without having a creator factor, themselves determine the future? You will be like this. What we see, the relationship between today and tomorrow, takes within a certain order. Because it is happening within a certain order, we take it for granted that the previous day is the cause of existence of the second day, following day. That's how our mind is conditioned. We have to break this, and the author is trying to break this fallacy in the existence of everything at every moment. We see the sign that this quality of the thing, whatever we do, cannot be given existence by its immediate adjacent matter or anything, whatever you call it. No, it's not a matter, it is something, a substance, whatever. What is missing here? We have to study this maybe 10 times more. Because that's where our mind, not only your question, no, everybody's mind, that's what we are used to. Yeah, we say that, for example, next week we won't be here, but the following week we will be here, taking for granted that this place will exist. Will exist in 2 weeks' time. That's how we are used to observing the way of creation, or the things are brought into creation within a certain order, makes me think that the things are developing by themselves within a certain order. I have to break this. I have to ask the question, how should I break? Every single thing, not an extraordinary thing. Everything is an extraordinary according to the teachings of the Quran, and we can see that everything is extraordinary. Can you show me the existence of anything which is not extraordinary? First of all, existence of anything is extraordinary anyway. It happens, it is here. I cannot say that it is here by itself. That's why I am a human being. I have to ask the question. I have to ask the question, what is the cause of existence of this thing to exist here? Whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a complicated chemical reaction. It can be anything. When we come to the existence of, when we concentrate or ask the existence of any quality of any entity, we cannot give this existence to its adjacent, whatever substance. This is making. For example, I think the best example is using ourselves. We are conscious beings, first. We are aware of our existence. And the second, we have free will. We decide this way or this way. Now, for example, I am thinking. For example, I am seeing. Simple example. Or I am excited, whatever. I am, simple example. I am walking. I am walking. So, look at now. I am here and I walk. The second moment. I walk from here to here. I can ask the question, this action, this walking action, what is it? It's a new phenomenon. It's a new phenomenon. Who gave existence to this phenomenon? Can you say that I gave existence to this phenomenon? You are not aware of it. You don't know the future. It is given to you by the one who established the whole order of the universe, giving existence to the whole universe. I take it for granted that I am walking. That's what the news we learn from the Quran. Never take anything for granted. Question its existence. And this guy, the author, is teaching us everything is a word. Every quality of anything is a word, carrying the meaning to me and asking me, question the source of existence of me. Can I happen by myself? Can I be given existence by myself? Or by my next adjacent thing, that substance that you see? We found ourselves being created. We found ourselves, or the world, given existence. As we observe it, as we see it, we have to start from the thing that exists, what we observe, and question backwards. Do you understand? Question backwards. For example, very simple example. This is a building, one. These are glasses, right? Now, look at the glasses now as you see it, and see the qualities. Soft, plastic, and shape, and the glasses have certain measurements, thickness, whatever, the optic, whatever, the qualities you see. Now go back the existence of these qualities to something. Do you think this matter gives these qualities to them itself? I will be like this. Or it is given existence as it is like, as I see it, with its elements, together with its elements. The Quran says, for example, I'm not, we have to be very careful. When we use the Quran, we don't use the Quranic explanation as a proof of the truthfulness of the claim, as a guide only. What we see in the Quran is an example. وَجَعَلْنَا كُلَّ شَيْءٍ بِالْمَاءِ حَيٍّ. It is we who made every living being with water. Or in another, mineral ma'i, from water. So I say, not because Quran says so, I will conclude. Oh, that's a guiding sentence, guiding word. So I say, everything is made with water by the one who speaks in the Quran. By definition, who speaks in the Quran? The one, he says, I am the maker of this universe. Are you? I don't know. All right? Now I check. Is it possible for me to explain the existence of, in this particular example, a living being by attributing it to water or the elements, substance in its being? Is it possible? Or, as this guiding sentence says, it is only possible when you attribute this result to the creator of the whole universe. That's what the sentence says. I have to examine this sentence, whether is it correct or not. Can I approve it or not? So we don't believe in God because Quran says I created the universe. No. It is a false attitude. Mostly people refer to it, but we have to be very careful. It doesn't make sense because how do you know what the Quran says true? So we have to confirm the message by or through our own observation. So let's see now. Can I attribute the existence of life on any living being and its quality to its immediate elements in it? Can I attribute the quality of a pair of glasses to its immediate elements, that they are deciding to make a glass? They don't know the future, that they are going to make a glass. Elements are here. They are employed by the maker. There is a maker of the pair of glasses. The house, this building, is made of bricks. But of course, the bricks or the glass or the materials, we see the plastic materials, aluminum, there's something, sand and cement or what, however you pronounce it, I don't know, cement or cement? Cement, yeah. Well, I found it. This wall is made of bricks, let's say. As I explained, bricks, look at this. Wall is made of bricks, turns into bricks are making the wall. Just a minute. Yes, the wall is made of bricks. I understand. The glasses are made of plastic. I understand. But can they make the glasses? Are the bricks the maker of the wall? You are tricking here something. There is a trick here. This is what we have to watch out. Yes, the order is there, but this order cannot give existence to itself. And each and every element in the order cannot give existence to themselves. They have no power to choose. They have no power to decide. They have no quality to project the future and use their power in order to define the future. Because everything in time coming into existence and new. That is the most important point that we have to pay attention to. We don't. Why? First, we are accustomed with the order as it goes. The second, we are under the pressure of defeated psychology that science explains everything. Right? When you say God, they say, where did you get this idea of God? Come on. I can explain how this building exists as it is by inventor putting the names or the items in the building and say that that's how it is. Yeah, but I can only understand as a human being what is the cause of existence of these particles and everything, and the apartment as well, the building as well. Cause of existence, they are the material employed in the existence. They are not the agents. They are the employed materials, used materials by the agent. And I have to ask the agent, which gives existence to the next moment. Somebody?
So there's a point here that I don't fully understand. The thing about the bricks making the wall, or the wall is made of bricks, I understand that. That's obvious. My problem is this understanding of the new creation thing, because saying that the wall is made of bricks, the bricks did not make the wall, makes sense. But why are you saying, or how can we from there move to the point of the wall today and the wall tomorrow? The wall today is made of bricks and the wall tomorrow is made of bricks. Why is it not the same bricks? Why is it a new creation of bricks?
Can I try?
Challenge. He's
not explosive.
Okay.
This is something, I think about a lot. If I start with myself, right, I see that I'm a human being on planet Earth, and Earth is rotating, and it goes around the sun, constantly in motion. And the sun is in the solar system, which is expanding, in the universe that's expanding. So nothing is staying still. Everything's in constant motion, constant change. Now, if I take myself and go smaller, made of muscles, circulatory system, all these different things, blood, cells. Cells are made out of molecules, molecules out of atoms, atoms out of particles like electrons, neutrons, whatever, right? All of these things are also in motion. The bigger you go, everything's in motion. The smaller you go, everything's in motion. So if everything is constantly changing, that means it has, new properties, right? Like that means right now I'm in this particular part of the universe. In a second from now, I'll be in a different part of the universe. Even though it looks the same, rationally, I know I'm in a different position. Rationally, I know my cells, my atoms, the particles in me are in a different position. They have different properties. It has new properties, meaning it's not the old me. It's not the old properties. Now, from going from old to new and constantly moving forward, it needs to be brought into existence. Something needs to be propelling me into existence, because I constantly see myself being changed. I constantly see myself in a position of change, and the things around me in a position of change. They are always, how do I say, it's not static. If it's not static, that means it's being given new properties.
Every moment is different. Are we sure that? Okay, keep your question. Every moment is different. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be in this age. I would be like as I was when I was when I thought I was 20 years old. No, not anymore. No, every moment is different. But this difference is so minute, so minute. Yeah, you know, I I don't notice as if, but when I see you 10 years later, oh, Tarak, you've changed, man. You have lost some hair. I noticed that. Because the summary sentence we studied before, uh, but I think we have to repeat it, just to remind you. Time means new creation. Time means new creation. When you talk about time, definitely you are talking about a new thing brought into existence. Now the cause of existence of this new thing we have to question for.
Where is the old thing then?
A new creation. Well, no, I don't know. It means as an answer, I don't know. I don't have to know. Now I am seeing the world as it is, and I know that this is a new creation, and I have to ask the question, what is the reason of the existence of this moment I am observing? New coming into existence, new. The scripture says it is brought into existence by the absolute, and it is replaced by the absolute creator. So it is a suggestion. You have to think about it and say, I don't know where it is, but I know that this universe at the moment I am observing and experiencing is given existence by a one which is not of the part of this universe. It is called the creator, whatever you call it, but by something which is absolute, not all limited or describable within the conditions of this universe. So the absolute, coming from absolute, going back into absolute, I don't know. But what I am responsible for, I am not responsible to answer where did yesterday's word gone, has gone. That's not the point. My problem is, how do I explain the world I am experiencing now in referring its existence to what? That's why the text says it is a word proclaiming that. I'll come to your question. Proclaiming that it is coming from a glorious maker, and I am manifesting, demonstrating his names, his quality. So page 230, beginning first. Now his quality, that's what we have to educate ourselves, because we are used to using two kinds of false language. Be careful. One is the adjacent things are the creators of the proceeding things. The preceding elements are the cause of existence of the proceeding result. It means today is the result of yesterday. Yesterday is given existence today. Everybody knows that. This is a false assumption. Yesterday has no quality to assure that I will make tomorrow. They have no quality to decide. They have no quality apart from how they are made. They don't have their essential substances, which is self-subsisting. I am this and I'm going to do that. They have no, the atoms or molecules or whatever you call them, particles, are made as they are. They have no self-subsisting quality. They are subject to change. They cannot stop being changed, like me. I cannot stop being changed. So we have to understand this.
If they are being changed, that's fine. But they are the same thing, being changed.
No,
from yesterday to
they
today.
are given this change. That is the problem. This change is not changing the things, giving a new, different existence. That's what we have to understand. Now we are in this world. We bend this. This is fixed, and I'm bending it. The existence is not like this. Yesterday is gone. That is our accustomed way of dealing with the world, not reality. But when you think of the existence of the thing, yesterday is not changed into today. It's not fixed. Today is a new creation. Tomorrow will be a new creation if the one who gives existence to this universe wills it. It's not a joke. That's what we learn from the scriptures, all scriptures, not only the Quran. And we have to observe it and confirm it. If we read the scripture and still say that yesterday is changing itself, by itself into today, it means our reading of scripture is just an unconscious repetition. It has no value. It doesn't aid you anything. That's why the language we use, two languages, are falsely used. One is the things are changing itself, or the tree is growing, I am aging, the world is revolving. These are false languages. Equally false, though, is the language which says God makes everything. Yeah? That's what we are embarrassed of, using the word God, because it doesn't make sense and we cannot defend it. Because we don't know where did we get the idea of God. So if you carefully study, especially the Quran as a scripture, the Quran continuously refers the reader to pay attention to the existence of the moment he is seeing and how they are brought into existence, and question that, how they are brought into existence. It means how they are coming into existence. We have to pay attention to every single thing. For example, you saw that today that your nail is grown different from yesterday. You have to question, because we notice that, the hair grows, but I don't really notice. But when I look at my hands, no, it's not a young man's hand. Changed. But I don't notice the change there. But I notice that every 1 or 2 days the hair came out. Something is continuously changing within me. So how can I explain the existence of this thing that I am newly experiencing, seeing now? From there, I will see the qualities in the things. Question the existence of these qualities. That's what we don't do. We have to do. How come these qualities come into existence? Difficult. We are not used to.
I'm not having a problem with the qualities. I'm having a problem with you saying that, let's not talk about yesterday and today, let's talk about now and a moment later. This atom was here and it was here. You're saying it's not the atom, it's a new creation of the atom, completely different from the old one.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it's a new one.
So, because it is a new creation, for example, does tomorrow exist now? No. The same atom will be in a different position tomorrow.
Yes.
So it is a new existence. Because it doesn't exist and it exists. Let's say we moved into tomorrow. Now, There's a new creation. That's what the Quran always says, wal fajr. Wal fajr. Yeah. Look at the fajr every day. Was subh. Yeah. Every day. Every moment. Look at this. This is a new creation. Why do we get excited when we see that the dawn or twilight appears and then there's a new creation coming? We have to receive it with respect. That's why we pray Salat Fajr. Why do you think we pray Salat Fajr? Why? To welcome the new creation, to welcome the new manifestations of the qualities of its creator. It's a new event. We usually take time for granted. That's why we don't see the difference in the creation, act of creation. Whoever is giving existence to this universe is given existence, and how? I don't know how it does, because I cannot comprehend the absolute one, but I can see that every moment is a new creation. And from there, I would understand that this quality points, the quality of the thing I see, whatever it is, points to the quality of its creator, saying that my maker gave me this quality. I am not the source of this quality. Can for example, we think, yeah? Do you think? Who thinks here? Do you think? Do you think? Your brain thinks, and you don't. Who are you? Your brain thinks. Who are you that your brain thinks? Yeah, because materialists reduce you to brain. And you don't exist, brain exists. Have you noticed that? You don't exist, brain exists. When they speak our brain, I don't know who I am, then my brain. It's lots of contradictions, lots of meaningless languages, just stuffed into our minds, so that we don't really see the act of the glorious maker, and we don't see ourselves in front of him.
So are you saying that they're basically, they are contributing or how we think to the neurons and how the brain is wired?
So who are you? Who is you? What is your brain? What is the brain? Who are you? Are you the brain? They say we are brains only. Why? Because we don't say that. This is my hand. No, I am hand only. This is my brain. This is my brain only. No, I don't have. I don't exist. Only my body exists.
Right. So yes.
But I know that I'm using my hand. Who am I? I know that I'm thinking. I'm trying to remember. Who is trying to remember? Who is trying to use the brain? Who is trying to use the brain to remember? Oh, I don't remember that. Who is trying to remember something? So we cannot reduce the existence to its only constituent elements. So we are given something, and we are conscious of this event. We are given. So it is not easy, it is not difficult to believe in that, but if we don't think about it, if you don't reflect on the creation, it is very difficult to believe in God. To me, impossible to believe in God. But taken for granted belief, this universe is so complicated, must be a creator, is very easy. To me, yes, it is a belief in God, but this is just a starting point. Nothing more than this. Just a starting. If the universe has a creator, now what is happening here now? I have to carry on. I have to investigate every single thing and see the qualities. Why? The scripture says everything glorifies its creator. What is that? What is everything? Stars, solar system, the earth, a tree, an insect, a cell, and an atom, everything. Is it really true? Think about it. Look at an atom. Look at an atom. See all the qualities manifested on it. Try to explain the existence of it, how they come into existence. What is the cause of existence of that quality at that moment? Whatever you say, cause of existence of that quality is at that moment that you are looking. It is very interesting if you really look at the existence side of the things. Yes, I know this has this quality. For example, they say something produces something, okay? Can the thing be the cause of existence of production of that substance? Existence of. Now, when you open the tap, water comes. Do you think the water is the cause of existence of water? No, the faucet. Faucet is the cause of existence of water? No, no. It is coming from somewhere, it's just letting it go. The thing seems to be producing me. For example, I am speaking now, I seem to be speaking. Can I be the creator of the power of speech and the acts of speech, creator given existence, or I am just using it? I am just willing, it happens. I'm just willing. It happens. I cannot create myself. I cannot create my ability to speak. I cannot create the act of speech. I am not the existence giver. I am changing. I don't know how it is happening. I'm not conscious of it. Even I have the conscious. I'm not aware. Really, I just find myself speaking. It means I just find myself being created as speaking. Because I have free will, I choose this way or this way, but it doesn't mean that I'm creating. I have to be aware of it. Any questions?
Yeah, I have. So I sort of try to understand like the whole idea of time. The problem is that we're taught that time is a dimension. So it's a fourth dimension. So like if I move in like X, Y, Z, it exists. Like I can move this from here to here in the same in say this dimension. This paper already exists, and then it moved here. It already existed, but now in another location, and that location already existed. So I can make that movement, and it's the same piece of paper.
Next moment.
But with time, it's different because time doesn't exist, right? Like the next dimension, the next unit in that dimension doesn't exist at this moment, and so.
That's an important point. That's it. The
and so for
dimension does not exist
at this moment, and so I don't even have a choice to move it to the next.
Yeah, you don't.
Point.
You can choose. You can want. You can beg. You can ask. You can expect. You can create. You cannot create.
Like even if I wanted to move it, I can't because it doesn't even exist.
So you can ask. You can give existence. That's correct. You can give existence to anything. You can just ask. Because you as a human being is given the ability to ask, to expect. You are using this created ability. As you are using it, you are created as well. So this freedom, using the freedom, is different from creating.
So my question is that science proves that you can actually move in time if you wanted to. Like, if you wanted to go back in time, you could.
Oh.
Theoretically speaking, you can. I mean, that's what Einstein said in his relativity theory.
Remember,
That's what he says. I mean, practically, is it possible now?
The new creation.
That's not my point. My point is that practically, maybe it's not possible now. But what Einstein proves is that it is possible if you are able to be in certain conditions, like, for example, traveling at the speed of light, for example. Maybe you can't do this now, but maybe in the future you can.
You can only exist within time. So what do you mean by it? You know, you can maybe imagine you can try to trace the remnants or traces of the previous creation. You know, you can check it, but this is how the creation is so wonderful. Keeps its previous memory, if you like, traces of its previous creation. So you can say, oh, it is coming from this background. But every moment is given existence according with these qualities. Every moment is given existence with these qualities. It means when I see that quality, I understand that the one who creates knows what happened yesterday. That is a word pointing to the name of the maker, introducing the maker to the observer. My maker keeps the memory of past, as far as I understand. He knows what happened yesterday, he knows what will happen tomorrow, and now he is giving existence to the universe accordingly, puts everything in order accordingly. So I understand that he knows the past, he knows the future, the one who creates now, the one who gives existence to the world I am experiencing now. So everything, but you can travel with, you can, because not you can only ask. I want to do that, and it is given to you if it is within the will of the Creator. That's how we are experiencing our life. You cannot stop the sun, you cannot ask the Creator to stop the sun, but you can say, this shouldn't be here, but here. Yeah, this is the given field, given area. And you can ask the Creator, but He creates it for you in time. And time means time, a dimension that we have is a result of our previous experiences. So we imagine that the time has something real. Time is the continuation of the things coming into existence as an accumulation of this experience. I assign a time dimension to the things. In reality, existence is time. In reality. That's why in the hadith says, don't swear at time, time is me. God says. Did you know that?
Sorry, but I'm sorry to dwell on this. Okay, so I still have, just to be honest, I still have a problem with saying that the atom is new, completely new atom. I completely understand that it's a new arrangement, like as if you had the block, you arranged it in a completely different way, and it's a new creation, of course, because now it looks different, it feels different, it's different. But it's the building blocks of the universe. I wouldn't know where the atom of yesterday or a moment ago even went if I completely think that it's a completely new atom. But I understand that for the atom to continue to exist a moment later, in the new form, because it's always changing, it has to be, somebody has to hold its existence, somebody has to give it existence, continued existence. And so what I'm saying is, am I completely off here? Because I'm saying I can't understand why the atom has to go out of existence and a new atom has to come in, but I completely understand that for the atom to exist now and a moment later, whether in a new shape or not, and it always is, this has to be a continuation of the existence.
So why do you take the atom away and bring another
I
atom?
don't know, I thought that's
No.
what you say.
No.
Oh, you're not saying.
For the moment, what I see an atom, and this atom is not the same atom it was yesterday. This is a new creation. I have to read it as a new word. Word, meaningful word. Sorry?
What do you mean it's not the same atom?
Changed?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's a new word. Now I am responsible to interpret the existence of, understand the existence of this new atom, read it as a new word. So if you say the building, the same bricks are continuing, bricks also subject to the same reasoning. And bricks particles also are subject to the same reasoning.
Yeah.
So everything is new. Do you think that's why the scripture says, do you think this universe is a joke? Yeah? Do you think this we created the heavens and the earth as a joke? It is a simple thing, plaything. It is a very serious matter. Why? For the conscious human beings who think about the creation, they understand that the creator is beyond my imagination, impossible, so wonderful. That's why we have to be filled with awe about the creator. Yeah, that is why the Quran says when the name of God, and when God is mentioned, their heart is moves, their heart moves. Heart, the creator, they're talking about the creator of this universe. Oh, it is beyond imagination.
Okay, is my, under the guidance of a verse like this, is this also kind of related? The one that says, "In Allah yumsiku samawat wal arda an tazula." So he gives them, he sustains their existence, right? So they are here, but they can't exist a moment later without his sustenance, without that sustenance. But this idea, I'm sorry because I'm just was confused with throwing away the old stuff.
Oh no, it's not my business.
Okay.
It is the creator's business. None of my business what he does with it. None of my business. Of course, practically speaking, it is coming from an absolute creator. It's going, absolute creator is taking care of it. None of my business. None of my business what happened. It is a creation. So God, when God says in this verse, He keeps this universe or heavens in order to not to go into annihilation.
Yeah.
Okay. What I understand from it, look, this is the news now. This is the news now. We have to look at the sky or anything actually. Can they sustain their existence by themselves? It means the one who creates this universe is sustaining it. So this statement is true. That's what how I confirm this statement. This statement is true because I see that the universe or the skies or the heavens cannot sustain themselves. It's very simple. So it is the way of reading the Quran is makes a lot of difference. If you read the Quran, Allah says, I sustain it all. The universe must be sustained by God. That's what the Quran says. This is imitation. This is not confirming the message. Right?
Yes.
So that's what we have to renew ourselves, how to read the Quran. From the result, from the created word to the creator. That is the reason we have to follow, not other way around. That's why when we say God created the universe, God is the creator of this universe, and leave it there is false. For me, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't give me anything. So I have to go from the observed word, which is in Arabic alam al-shahada, observed word, come to the, or reach the cause of the existence of this observed word. Right now I am experiencing. So if you do it continuously, if someone does it continuously every day, every moment, be aware of the existence of the things around them, he finds nothing but act of creation. And continuously, the one who creates this world is explaining or exposing his qualities to me. When I look at the world, what do I see? Whoever is making it, just explaining or exposing itself to me. I am in the presence of the Creator. And this is my Creator. I am His product. Whatever happens to me is from Him. And I am secure because I am in the hands of the absolute Creator. So nothing happens to me without His will. Oh, I'm in security now. That's called iman, a belief in security. That's how we should develop or establish our security in our existence, by this realization, which is called iman. I would call security. Secure, feeling secure of your existence. Whatever happens, whether life is given to you or death is given to you by Him, whatever comes from the Absolute One, He knows what He's doing. Look at the world. Why bother? What will happen to me when I die? Why bother? I am getting old. What will happen to me? Why bother? He is the one who is creating it. So I have to use my free will. So because he gives me the free will to prepare myself according to the order in which He creates. I know, if I want this one to be here or to be there, no, I prefer it. But He is the Creator. I'm just asking Him. That's very simple. So our relationship with Him is only, I am asking His Creator as far as my choice is concerned, or the field of choice is concerned. Very simple. So this security is called iman. I don't know what else.
Free will. If I don't have the free will to, like, this whole thing of I'm being continuously created, like this moment and the next moment I'm being created again. Does that mean that I don't have entire free will, because I don't even have the freedom to say, do I want to be created the next moment or not?
Limited.
Huh?
So, for example, as far as our creation is concerned, as far as our being brought into existence is concerned, I have no choice. But where I have choice, for example, you can, when you feel hungry, it is created, you can eat. But it is also created, but you choose to eat. But act of eating the food, all are created, given to you. We are just asking, giving the freedom to ask. Use it, because you are given. Don't deny it, because you are given. So we are not the creators. That is the ultimate result of our discussion. We are not the creators of anything. Do we get this? We are just asking. The universe, anything in the universe is not the creator of anything. They are just being created. They don't know free will, but we have. But as far as I see it, they don't seem to have the choice. But I have to watch out for my choice only. What am I choosing? When I choose, which kind of consciousness, state of consciousness I have when I choose? Which kind of state of consciousness I have? Am I choosing, while I am choosing, am I really giving existence to something, or am I asking the Creator, please, create this one to me. Since you gave me the option, I'm choosing, I'm using it. Yeah. So, for my existence, for my life, for my death, for anything happens, I'm not choosing. The choice of Creator. That's why in Islamic language, we keep saying inshallah, inshallah, inshallah. We can't speak without saying inshallah. That is the consciousness. That's the consciousness. If He wills, it will exist. My intention, my choice is to come to you tomorrow, for example. But inshallah, because I cannot guarantee the existence of it. That's the awareness, it should be the awareness of it. Yeah, usually people generally aware of it. When they say inshallah, they mean I cannot create, the Creator will decide. With one exception, they say, the Arabs say inshallah, it means I want. That's what they say in the culture. So, any questions, any concerns? We read only one sentence. I wanted to finish the text. So it is the word. Sorry? Inshallah. So why it is important? Let's finish the paragraph at this. Look, since beings are words. Look, if they are not independently created, they cannot be independent words. So, but when we understand that they are given existence anew right now, when I see it, when I experience it, yeah. So they are words, meaningful structures. Word carries a meaning. Which kind of meaning it carries? Claims or explains whatever the qualities it has. These qualities are given to him by somebody else. It doesn't given to it by somebody else. I cannot be the creator. For example, the word itself, this is an analogy. So the word itself, does it say anything? No, it is just an ink. Yeah. It's different shapes of ink, but it carries the meaning. It carries the meaning loaded by its scribe. The word, the things, any item in the universe, whatever, big, small, it has a meaning loaded by its creator. And what is the purpose? It's very simple. When you understand this, it's very simple. For a conscious being who reads these words, they will understand who the creator of this world is. So they will be introduced to the creator through the word, as we are introduced to the author through the written word here on the page. Example, that's just a metaphoric way of explaining it. So, since beings are words, but we have to establish that. That's what we have been trying. We have tried this morning. Words of the power. This it should be capital P. Huh? Yeah. In my book it's minuscule. But power means, words of power means absolute power. Uppercase P. Absolute power. Not the power of anything in this world. Words of power, of power, read their meanings and Place them in your heart. Place the meanings in your heart. It means establish the relationship, connection with the meanings. My Maker is absolutely powerful. My Maker's knowledge is infinite. My Maker's qualities are endless. Yeah, it is. It is something not of this world. That's very important. The heart represents what? Humans' expectations. Humans, what you want, yeah, that is expressed in heart. Your connection, your security, your love, your trust is represented by heart. You can connect to the Creator of this world. So place them in your heart. Whatever the news you receive from the creation, that's very important. Whatever you receive news from the created things, get this news and attach your expectations to this news. What do you want? You want eternal happiness, ultimately, huh? You can trust him, he can do that. Why? Look at the universe, his world. He's always demonstrating to establish the trust in the heart of human beings, conscious human beings. You can trust me. I can give you whatever you want. In reality, I gave you this one to you as well. So it is the direct connection between me and my Creator. My Creator has created me to connect me to himself, to be together. Yeah, that is very important, to be together. To be accompanying him. Sahaba means this. Ashab. Sahib means accompany. Right? God is our Sahib. The Creator is our Sahib. He wants us to accompany him. Do you understand? To be with him. He's always with us. He's always creating us. He's always demonstrating himself to me. And he calls me, come on, you also respond back to me. That is it. That's belief. That consciousness is belief. Don't imagine something, what we believe in God. That connection is belief. Right? To be Sahib, to be Malik, to know that my your accompany is your Creator. Okay. Read their meanings and place them in your heart. Fearlessly, oh man, this is very important. Hey, come quickly. Fearlessly, look. Come. It is not worth it, man. Look at this one. What word? You can respond later. Fearlessly cast words whose meaning extracted. I'm changing the translation. Without meaning, no. The words, you get the meaning. What is left? The shell. You get the letter and you get the message from your mother. So after reading the message, learning what she wants from you, you delete the shell. Yeah? That's what we should do. Our heart must be connected to the source of the meaning in the things. After receiving the meaning, when you get the letter, more practical. When you get the letter, you learn, read it, you learn. What do you do with the paper? Yeah. So, fearlessly cast words whose meaning extracted onto the winds of transit.
Why would you want?
Oh, because don't attach your heart to it. Don't say, this is the paper, this is the paper. You get the meaning? So if they are transient, because they pass, they change, yeah? They go, the beloved mother goes, dies. Don't attach your heart to it. It is transient. Get the meaning, attach yourself to the giver of these qualities you experience in the existence of your mother. When the mother's body is taken away from you, all right, because I got the message. Yes, yeah, I got the message.
Not being attached, but to cast away. I mean,
No,
that's
it
different.
means the transient word is not in and of itself important. Don't attach your human qualities to it.
But even people are transient. Me, I'm not transient. Right? Like me, not this body. So my mother body is going to go away. Yes,
Yeah.
my mother.
The concept of mother is given to her by her creator. So get to know her creator and trust if you want to be together with your experience again, ask him to create it for you. He can, because he is the creator of the universe. The universe is the witness for it. Don't concern yourself looking behind them, needlessly occupying yourself. Don't occupy yourself with the shell. Get the core with the book, the paper. Get the meaning, the universe. Don't occupy yourself with this world. It is external being. Get the message from it. When it is taken away, don't cry behind it. When it is taken away, don't cry behind it. These are many.
It's like a form of detachment. You got different levels of detachment.
So, yeah, don't attach yourself to the thing itself, but to the meaning you receive from it. So we should not cry because of the material separation or with the custom, but because the meaning is eternal. Don't worry, attached to the meaning, it will take you to the eternal. It is always there. The eternal creator is always there.
So, okay, so my question is, so everything is based on your interpretations. What if you don't understand
Everything is based on your what?
interpretations?
Understanding, comprehension.
Right, comprehension. So what if you don't comprehend, or there is, like, you're trying to understand, but you don't really understand what's going on, or like the economics, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
It means you have no
what I'm trying to
meaningful
say is that
word.
there's supposed to, there is actually one concrete meaning behind things.
The one who creates meaning
Eric, do you
behind.
understand what I'm trying to say?
There's one meaning behind an event.
Yeah.
What if you don't get that meaning?
No, you lose. That's what we are asked to pay attention and get the meaning. Otherwise, what's happening in this world now? Generally speaking, especially I don't know about personal individuals, they have meaningless life. They don't get it.
What do you think?
Their heart is not satisfied because they attach usually the civilization offers us a way of understanding of the universe. Attach your life to the thing itself, not the meaning, and the thing itself is transient. Meaning refers to the eternal. Eternal is not transient. If I don't get any meaning from the word, it means I am not using my human qualities in order to satisfy my expectations, and I am wasting myself.
I think that you also cannot depend on yourself to get the meaning. I'm thinking about when I was growing up, when you read the Bible, we were always told to say a prayer before and depend on God to help you understand the meaning. So if you're not getting the meaning, then I think it's because you're not opening your heart and your mind to the higher source to help you understand it. If you're depending on yourself to do it, you're never going to understand.
No, it is a problematic language. Referring yourself
Yeah. Very powerful. So we have to use that. What is that? So much of higher thing. How do you know higher thing? Don't start from higher thing. Higher being. How do you know how higher being?
Well, excuse me, but you keep saying that we have to connect ourselves to the higher source.
Ha.
You do it by reading, by understanding, reading the Quran, by understanding it, by looking at your reason for existence. All that is connecting you through the higher source.
We have to change the language accordingly.
But where would you like to?
So that's very simple. Look at the universe, read the meaning, extract the meaning, and introduce yourself to the source of the meaning. That's the connection.
Okay, extract the meaning. You need help in extracting the meaning.
Yeah, help is given to you. Your ability.
From where?
To ability.
Where does my ability come from to extract the meaning?
From your creator.
Okay, then we're on the same page. That's
No.
exactly what I said.
No.
You have to depend on your connection with the higher source to extract the meaning.
We have to always start from the reality that we are experiencing in this world, and the higher being is only the conclusion. The language is very important. That's why the people who look for an excuse to deny God, they use our language saying that, look, you take the higher being for granted. While we are reasoning, while we are really trying to understand the reality of this world, we have to start from this world, end up what we can end up, how we can end up. The conclusion will be our conclusion. We cannot use our conclusion as a proof for another reason. That is what we have to always start from the beginning. Our language must be consistent. That's what we are being trained here. That's what we have to say. Look, you saying that you have to trust God. I'm trying to understand God.
Yes, but he helps
so
you to
conclusive.
understand him.
Sorry?
He helps you to understand him.
He helped you to understand him by giving you the ability to investigate.
And
Use
by
the
giving
power
me the
to
Quran.
investigate.
And by giving me the Quran to investigate.
Okay, I can take it. That's what we said. I can take it as a guide and investigate it and confirm it. I cannot imitate it. I cannot repeat it.
But it helps you to extract the meaning of existence.
Sorry?
But all of that helps you to extract the meaning of existence.
So when you look at yourself, look, we have to be consistent. When you look at yourself, not you, all of us, when you look at yourself, you find that you are extracting the meaning from the creation, from the things. So you say, how did I get it? The one who made me. That is conclusion. The one who made me gave this ability to me. So that's my conclusion. I am thankful to him to have given me this ability. I'm using it. Right? So look at the language. No, it seems to be very simple, but this Western civilization has been suffering from this lack of consistency, lack of sensitivity in using the language for 400 or 500 years. That the materialist scientists criticized religion and made almost everybody listen. This is a language we should never use.
I don't think we are communicating here.
Maybe.
Because I don't think you understand what I'm saying. Because the opposite of what I am saying would be that I am cutting myself off from the higher source, but yet trying to understand him. It's not possible. I have to connect with him in order to extract the meaning of anything, of the creation, of my existence, of the moments that are the new creative moments that you were talking about. I have to connect with him to do that.
This is a very, very important topic. I don't want to discuss this topic because the time is 1:20. You know, with a pressurized atmosphere, we have to talk about it comfortably because it has its own, how do you say, repetitive policy in it. We have to start from the beginning, end up, that is conclusion, put the period there. And then come again observing the universe, put the conclusion, end up with the conclusion there, and always start from the creation, what I observe and conclude. That's what my heart will be attached to the conclusion. I cannot start by saying that my creator gave me this. I don't know. I have to change the language. I have to say, I have some qualities, and I need to explain the existence of these qualities. I cannot explain the existence of these qualities by attributing them to anything within this universe. So I'm the one who created me is the source of existence of these qualities, and he is not within this universe, within the conditions of this universe. So I am using my free will, concluding that I am thankful the one who created me or endowed me with these qualities, period. And the next time I have to use again, I am seeing this one, it has this quality, I have these qualities experiencing here. This is given to me by the one who created the whole universe. I acknowledge it, I confirm it, period. Never start from, the language is extremely important because that's what we have spent all the time today. Because of the usage of the language lacks the precision, the people find the way to mock the religious people, saying that they accept God for granted. They take God for granted. They use the taken for granted belief. No, everything is observed and concluded. And my conclusion is there is an absolute creator who is the source of or the cause of my existence. I attach myself to him. That's my conclusion. We have to understand that that's my conclusion. This language gave the way to the people who were looking for an excuse to deny religion or believe in God. Said, okay, this is taken for granted. No, we are going to study the universe as it is and explain the things within themselves, they said. And they did. That's why they are triumphant now. They say that science explains everything. Right. So this is simple, but methodologically very important. Because we are used to using this pre-assumed religious notions in order to explain the world, it doesn't work. We have to be very careful. But it needs a long way training. I know that. That's why we go back again and again. We will, because it needs this. We have to establish this within our heart. It is not easy, I know that, but we need to train ourselves. The Quran says, look at it. Look at the universe. It makes sense because I have to look at the universe first and then come to the conclusion that, there is a higher being. Conclusion is this. There is a higher being. It means there is an absolute being who created this universe. That's my conclusion. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. That is the formula. Okay? The brief, the shortest formula. I have to say La ilaha, conclude illallah necessarily, and again, La ilaha illallah. Again, La ilaha illallah. without saying that since illallah, then la ilaha is false. La ilaha illallah. Do you understand this? I think everybody understands this. This cannot happen by itself. There is an absolute creator. Period. This also cannot happen by itself. There is an absolute creator. Tomorrow. This day cannot happen by itself. There is an absolute creator. The day after tomorrow. This is a new creation. How can I explain it? It cannot happen by itself. That is the reconfirming the same conclusion. If they are the same conclusion, you establish it. That's your result. That's your heart is attached to. Never use it for your reasoning again. That is an important subject. Maybe it doesn't sound, but when you say, trust God, it gives you, sounds wonderful, very religious. No, it is false. It is the result. It must be the result. Trust in God must be our result, conclusion. I cannot start with it. That is what we have to educate ourselves. We have to speak about it, give examples upon examples, what the Quran does. Gives a lot of examples. Why don't you use this universe? Everywhere in the Quran. Why? That's how I am. That's how I am. I can only conclude in the existence of a higher being if I look at this universe. Without looking at this universe, how can I conclude it? Yesterday I concluded it. Okay, it was yesterday's. Yesterday was a different creation. Today is another creation. My language should not include any biased, taken for granted word. No, I have to watch out. Puzzling? Okay, we can talk.
Well,
No, I mean, I just wanted to say that, I mean, even in I don't know about Christianity, but even in Islam, we do make dua to God to help us.
Conclusion.
It's a conclusion, I understand. I just wanted to say that obviously you cannot pray to God to ask Him
Without
to
establishing
believe,
who He is.
to say, God, help me believe who you are. That, I mean, if you're asking God to help you believe who He is, then it's circular. It doesn't make any sense. But the point that I think the sister is trying to make, and I think even in the hadith and dua, it says that you can ask God to help you to understand how to worship Him. Like you should be able to conclude that God exists, but then you should be able to go to God and ask Him for assistance in helping you to worship Him, understanding how to worship Him. That part maybe you can't do by yourself.
This kind of language in the hadith and in the Quran means be aware, realize that you cannot create anything. Watch out. Check. You cannot create anything. You cannot create even your belief. You cannot create your thought. You cannot create your code, your conclusions. When you conclude something, can you say that it is not my conclusion? I cannot make it. I cannot create this conclusion. It is given to me. That is also a means of realization that I am created. Again, everything must be in conformity to the conclusion. Now, the conclusion cannot be used because, let's say, if there is an equation here, there is an equation, and the teacher says, okay, go home and work on it. The example equation will be, the result will be 5, for example. Okay? You cannot go back home and say that since the result is 5, I have to solve the problem in this way. No, it doesn't work. You have to solve the problem, come to the conclusion and agreement there. So again, we should not confuse. While we are reasoning, we cannot really use our previous conclusions. But when I reached the conclusion now I understood that I have an absolute creator as my owner, right? I'm thankful to him, that's why I prefer. That prayer is not reasoning. It is the conclusion and presenting your conclusion to your Lord. It means you concluded that. In your communication, in your prayer, you can use this language. While you are reasoning, you cannot use previous conclusion. You have to start from the beginning so that the people should have some people, innocent people, should have no reason to say that believers are taking belief in God for granted. No, I have to be careful with my language. So while I am praying is different. We are reasoning now. We are confirming our belief. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. So we have